Hey, Facebook, about to hit that button for Pop Gospel Speaks Radio, and we're getting started. Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the Speak Life Moment Show. This is your host, Sherry Jones, your Speak Life midwife, and I am excited to be here with you live for the Speak Life Moment Show. We are going to talk about a pretty sensitive and hard topic today, but I believe that this conversation will be a blessing to you. All right. I am streaming live here on Pop Gospel Speaks Radio on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So, y'all, I am everywhere, right? I see I have a viewer on Instagram. Nisi, thank you so much for hopping on today. So our topic today, just to get you with it here, is dealing with loss during the holidays. That is definitely something that is real. It's definitely something that is difficult to talk about. I want to give you some tips to kind of help you because I know, especially with COVID-19, we have lost loved ones. Hundreds of thousands of loved ones have passed on. And then outside of COVID-19, just regular, not to say regular, like it's nothing, but you know what I'm saying, just natural death is a better word for it. We may have lost loved ones to different diseases, to an accident, something unexpected. And now it's the holidays. Thanksgiving is on Thursday, and then we have Christmas next month. And when you are around the dinner table and there is an empty seat there, it's very emotional, it's very tough to deal with, and it's hard to face. No one wants to face that empty chair. No one wants to recognize that someone you loved is no longer here. That's really, really hard. Nisa says hard times for sure. Yes. Yes. Very, very hard to deal with. In particular, it's hard to deal with anyway, but definitely during the holidays, because during the holidays is the time that, it's all about fun and family and friends. And you see everybody posting about all the good times they're having with their family and their friends and the different activities that they're doing. And you may be sitting there like, I don't have my loved one with me to have fun times with. So what can we do about it? How can we deal? That's what we want to talk about today. But my first tip or suggestion is to feel how you feel. That may sound really simple, but for some people, that's very hard because we want to put on this tough exterior. We want to seem like we have it together. We want to have the appearance that everything is okay when it's really not. When we are really missing our loved one. And we feel that people expect us to move on. People expect us to still put on this happy face and still move on with the dinner and the activities like nothing's changed. But something has changed. Something major has changed. Someone that you love is not there. And so I say, feel how you feel. If you're sad, be sad. If you want to cry, cry. If You actually have a moment where you remember something good about that person and you smile. Don't feel guilty about smiling, because sometimes when we are in the grieving process, people make us feel guilty for smiling. They make you feel guilty for having a good memory or laughing. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to feel how you feel. Because when you don't feel how you feel, and when you suppress how you feel, that's going to lead to a whole nother dimension of mental health issues. It could lead you to be depressed. It could lead you to have anxiety. It could leave you stuck in a certain part of the grieving process, because it is a process. You have to go through all of these feelings and emotions, adjusting to your new normal without that person. And if you're not able to express yourself, and you don't feel safe to let people know how you feel, then you're going to get stuck. You're definitely going to get stuck. But we don't want to get stuck. We want to feel how we feel. And you can let the people around you know, look, this is how I'm feeling right now. I'm sad. I'm not in the mood to joke or to laugh, um or if you need to excuse yourself and say, look, I just need a moment, because maybe everybody else is having a good time, and you're having a moment. It's okay to have a moment. It's okay to say, look, I need to step away for a minute. I'll be back, but I just need to step away because I need to process how I'm feeling right now. That's okay. It's okay to have a good cry and then go back to your festivities or whatever, you have going on. So what I want to do is just encourage you, release you from the feeling that you have to feel and act and do a certain way to meet other people's expectations of how you should be feeling in the moment, or how you should be feeling about the fact that your loved one is gone. No one can feel how you feel but you. No one has a relationship with that person like your relationship with that person. So no one understands how you feel but you. And that's why I used to say, when people would pass, I've lost both of my parents. So if someone lost their mom, you're tempted to say, oh, I understand. But you really don't understand, because my relationship with my mom is totally different than your relationship with your mom. My relationship with my father is totally different from your relationship with your father. So I can't say I understand. I can say that I empathize with you because I've had a similar experience. That's what I can say. But I cannot feel how you feel. And I cannot put my feeling and my grieving process on you, because that's another thing that people do. Oh, well, you should be over that. I lost my mom 2 years ago and I'm good. It's been 5 years for you. Why you still sad? Don't do that to people. Don't push people through their grieving process, because as I said, it's a process. So you never want to try to push people through that process. Okay? So you have to feel how you feel. Let's see, we have some comments here on Facebook that I want to acknowledge here. Evangelist Tabitha says, we're all human and we feel how we feel, especially in certain moments. That is so true. Okay, then we have Star. And Star says, there's strength in accepting and owning your feelings. Feel your feelings. So true, Star. So true. And then we see Evangelist Millie says, because of COVID-19, we have not as a family been able to come together since the death of my brother in January. Oh, but hopefully with the virus, when the virus is under control. I'll be praying for that, Millie, that you all can come together, because it's important to be able to come together. And that gets to another point about when you love someone, to be able to celebrate their life in a way together collectively as a family. So I know that is really, really tough. And then we have another comment here. Um, the tab that says there's static. Oh, in the microphone, or is it your connection? I'm not sure. Does anyone else hear static in the microphone? I hope not. I hope not. I have it connected, so I hope it's okay. And so that's just the first point. Okay, so we want to make sure that we are feeling how we feel. Okay, let's feel how we feel. The next point that I want to make is to talk about your loved one. Okay, thank you, Nisa. Sounds good to you on Instagram. Well, your Instagram is not actually through my mic, so it's probably a difference there too. But anyone else on Facebook, if there's a problem with the audio, y'all just let me know. But moving on to my next point, talk about your loved one. Okay, you want to talk about that person. Don't pretend like the person's not there, or I mean, is missing. Don't not acknowledge the fact that there's an empty table, an empty chair at the table. Don't push them out of your mind and think, well, if I don't talk about them, then it doesn't seem like they're gone. Because they're really gone. And that's something that you must accept. But it's really therapeutic, I believe, to talk about that person. Talk about your memories that you had with that person. Talk about something funny that they said, something funny that they did. Talk about their favorite things. Just talk about them. It doesn't have to be anything extra deep. Just talking. Talking about them and talking about what they meant to you. That is so important. Let's not pretend that our loved ones are not there. Evangelist also says it helps to celebrate the one with others. It makes you feel that you're not alone. Exactly. It helps you to celebrate them when you're celebrating them with other people and able to have a conversation with other people about them. Then that lets you know that you're not alone. So true. Thank you for that, Evangelist Tabitha there. And so talk about your loved one. Share a memory. You're having gatherings for Thanksgiving. Think about the last Thanksgiving that you had with them. What were they doing? How were they acting? Did they do something funny? Did they say something funny? Or did they share a deep revelation with you? Did they share something with you that was impactful, that really taught you something, and that you're able to carry on in their memory? So make sure that, number one, as we said before, feel how you feel. But number two, make sure you talk about the person. Don't pretend like they are not missing. And having as Evangelist Tabitha says, having that conversation with someone else lets you know that you are not alone, and that there are other people that share feelings about that person, that miss that person just like you miss that person. And so it's okay for us to have those conversations and to really talk about them. And even writing about them. Maybe you can't say it. Maybe you can't really express how you feel in words. Sometimes it helps to write things down. Write a letter to them. Maybe that's an activity that everyone in the family could do, or everyone that's going to be gathered for that Thanksgiving could do. They could write a letter to the person saying, I miss you. This is what I value about you. This is what you brought to my life. Just like when we have homegoing services and we have those 3-minute reflections that usually turn into 5 or 10 with the wrong person. At least I have experienced that. You're only supposed to talk for 1 to 2 minutes or whatever, but somebody gets up there and talks for like 5-10 minutes about the person because they have so many memories, and that's okay. But what we want to do is we want to write a letter. Maybe write a letter and have everyone come to the table and read their letters. That's one way to get the conversation going. That's one way to remember that person. Okay? Write those letters, share how you feel about that person, talk about that person. Evangelist Millie says, I said that to a mother today who lost her child a year ago. I just held her and let her know I'm praying for the family, although I lost my son 3 years ago. That was very good, Millie, that you were able to be there for her, and support her in that way. And especially since her loss is so fresh 1 year ago, but you can relate because your loss was fresh as well 3 years ago. So that's really a good way that we can support each other. When we have friends or family that have experienced a loss. So maybe you love someone who has experienced a loss and you don't really know what to do, how to help them. Listen to them. Just listen to them talk about their loved one. Let them talk as much or as little as they want. And just have a listening ear. Don't brush them off or say, oh, I'm tired of hearing you talk about so and so. Don't do that. Listen. Even if you are tired of hearing them talk about so and so, be there as a friend and listen to them talk about that person. Evangelist Tabitha says, okay, she says, we had a prayer vigil today for my cousin, Aaron McCree, who was murdered last year. It was emotional, yet refreshing because we were able to release. That's beautiful, Tabitha. That's beautiful. Yes, if you're not aware of Evangelist Tabitha's cousin, Aaron McCree, he was a victim of police brutality last year. And that's beautiful that you all were able to have that vigil for him and to remember him in that way and to have that release. So she also made a good point with that. When you talk about something, it helps you to release. It really, really does. It helps you to release those emotions, you release those feelings and share those feelings with someone else. So very, very good. Very good. Oh, I see Jalen Talley is on Instagram. Hey, Jalen. Thank you so much for hopping on. So that is my second point, is talk about the loved one. So we're going to feel how we feel. You're angry, you're mad, you're sad, whatever you're feeling. Then we're going to talk about our loved ones. Okay. And then my last point, what I would like to share with you, one way to do is to do something special to honor your loved one. Remember the good times. So just like writing the letter and talking about them, do something extra special to honor them. Say they had a favorite song. That was just their favorite song. They just loved that song. And every time the song came on, they were dancing or they were singing along or whatever. Play the song. Or sing the song. Have someone, maybe if there was someone in the family that sings and they love to hear that person sing, have that person sing their favorite song during your gathering and remember them, honor them in that way. If they had a favorite TV show or something like that, everybody watch the show, watch an episode of that show. If they had a favorite sports team, everybody wear a jersey from that sports team. It's the little things, but they're big ways when you're able to honor your loved one in that way, and it keeps their memory going. It helps the gathering make it feel like they're there and they're a part of the gathering, even though they're not there physically. the love and the joy and everything that they brought to your life is still there. It's still there in your heart and in your spirit. So to be able to honor them in a simple way is very, very impactful. So think about that. Let's see. Millie says, I talk about things my son would say and his singing because he was talented and gifted in this area. One thing he would say to me would be, Mom, do you? And I do just that. Very good. That is so beautiful, Millie. And like she said, I like the part when you were saying that he would say for you to do you and you do just that. That's the best way that we can honor our loved ones, is to live our lives in a way that would make them happy, that would make them glad to see you doing well. You know, I always say that I try to live my life in a way that honors my parents' legacy, um, and honors the things that they instilled in me. They instilled in me a love of God. They instilled in me a love of education and learning. They instilled in me to have a helpful spirit, to encourage and love other people. And so that's how I try to live my life. Of course, first honoring God and the things that He wants me to do. But secondly, remembering those good things that my parents deposited in me, those lessons that they taught me, and making sure that I'm living my life in a way that lines up with all of those great things that they poured into me. And so that's a great way that we can remember and honor our loved ones. Live your life in a way that reflects all of the great things that they shared with you, all of the good stuff that they poured into you. And as Millie said, her son told her to just do you, Ma. And that's what she is doing. And she's doing some wonderful things um, in this life, some wonderful things for the kingdom of God. And that is a way that she's able to honor her son. So think about your loved one. Think about something that they wanted you to do. Think about something that they poured into you. I know there are a lot of people that maybe finish school because they knew that's something that their loved one wanted. It's something that they wanted as well. And remembering that their loved one was so proud of them and wanted them to keep going helps them to push forward and keep doing it. So let your loved one and the things that your loved one instilled in you keep you going, keep you pushing forward, because it's hard sometimes, y'all. It's hard to push forward and to keep going when life seems so tough, especially, with everything that we have going on with COVID and, finances and jobs, and the election was something else that was just so stressful to me. And still things going on. um the social injustice, everything that's going on in our world, it can be hard to just keep going day to day. Sometimes you feel that your well-doing is in vain. Sometimes you feel like, what's the use to still keep going? But there is a purpose. There's a purpose for you. God has a plan and a purpose for you and for your life. And He wants you to do something amazing with the gift that He's given you. I heard this analogy, oh my God, and it's really escaped me right now. I cannot remember who I heard it from, but it wasn't something I came up with. But I heard this analogy of a gift. Like someone gives you a gift and it's wrapped up all nice and pretty, and you never open it. And then they come to you the next year, say they give you a Christmas gift, and then they come to you the next year and the gift is still sitting up there on the table untouched. You didn't unwrap, you didn't open it, you didn't see what goodness they had given you. Would that not be painful and hurtful? God feels the same way. When He gives us all of these gifts and talents and purpose, and we do nothing with it. We just leave it sitting on the table, wrapped up all nice and pretty, and we don't unwrap it. So let's not disappoint the Lord, okay? Let's unwrap our gifts. Let's walk in our plan and our purpose, and let's honor our loved ones in the way that we walk and live our lives as well. Do great things, because your loved ones, sometimes they see things in us that we don't see in ourselves. And if you go back and you think about some of the conversations maybe that you had with your loved ones, and how they encouraged you and how they told you how wonderful and how fabulous you were, and you didn't see it, see it. Think about how proud of you they were. Think of how they wanted you to do such great things, and let that help you to move forward. Let that motivate you. Okay. So just recapping, as always, y'all know I like to recap. Oh, let's see. Hold on. We have comments. Let me go back and look and see. Oh, Evangelist Tabitha just says you're doing you. Praise God. Talking to Millie. She says, you, yes, it can be hard at times. Yes. Millie says, yes, in the future, if God Terry, I want to start a scholarship. Oh, to honor him. His name was Roberto Gabriel Adams. Well, we're gonna claim that you're gonna be able to start a scholarship. So you all remember that name, Roberto Gabriel Adams. What a beautiful name. Let's honor him. And I know the Lord will provide so that you can have that scholarship. And Tabitha says a music scholarship would be nice. Yes, since you said that he loves to sing. Yeah, a music scholarship to help a young person go to school and major in music. I think that would be beautiful. So see, so y'all, we're witnessing a birth of something right now. Millie is going to start that scholarship to honor her son. So what can you do to honor your loved one? I'm sure you can do something great too. Okay. So just to recap what we talked about today. First, we're going to feel how we feel. Feel how we feel. Then we're going to talk about our loved one. We're not going to pretend like they're not missing. And we're not going to just not talk about them. We're going to talk about them. And as we said before, even the other suggestion, if we can't talk about them, maybe we can't get our words together, we can write a letter, and then we can read our letter to that person and share it with those that are around us. And then we are going to do something special to honor them and remember the good times. So we're going to wear their favorite team jersey. We're going to play their favorite song or have someone sing their favorite song, or we're going to do something that they like to do. And maybe they like going to a well, can't do that now because of COVID. I was going to say maybe they like a particular restaurant, and so everybody goes to that restaurant. But just think of something good, the good times that you had with your loved one, and something that would be simple for everyone in the family to do to honor them on Thanksgiving and also on Christmas. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. And then Miller said he was a songwriter also. So see, music scholarship is perfect. Music scholarship is perfect for Roberto. I'll be looking forward to that. All right. But thank you all so much for tuning in for tonight's Speak Life Moment show. I hope that this new time, it seems to work for a lot of people. A lot of you were able to hop on. As you see, I'm coming on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time instead of 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I just had to make that adjustment for my life. But I was glad that you all were able to come on and still hop on and still enjoy the message today. Make sure that you stay connected with me. Follow me on, well, you're probably following me either way right now if you're listening on Facebook or Instagram, but let your friends know. Share this broadcast. Tell them, and when you share, say why you're sharing it. That this was a great message, that it encouraged you in some way about how to remember and deal with loss during the holidays. Make sure that you click the link that's in the description or on Instagram. It is in my bio, and connect with All Things Sherry Speaks Life, All Things Sherry Jones, my books, my new coaching program for aspiring writers, How to Speak Life with Your Story, where I help you to organize your thoughts and the events in your life and put them together into a phenomenal book. Because everyone has a story to tell. And if you want to write your story, but you're unsure how to get started, I can help you. You will also see about my books and also my podcast, We Are the Church with Sherry Jones. I would love for you all to listen to that. You can listen to that on my website, sherryspeakslife.com/, We Are the Church, or you can also listen on Apple, Spotify, and other streaming platforms. But you all take care. You all be blessed. I love you, love you, love you so much with the love of Christ. And I will see you all on next week with another Speak Life Moment show. You all have a wonderful and a blessed Thanksgiving. I know it will be beautiful. Take care. Bye bye. All right, IG and Facebook. I just logged off of Pop Gospel Speaks Radio. Thank you all so much for being here with me this evening. I love y'all again with the love of Christ. Please feel free to share this broadcast. Let people know how much you enjoyed it today. Leave any additional comments or thoughts that you have about tonight's topic. And I always go back and respond to the comments. And so thank you all again for watching, and I will see you all next week. Have a beautiful Thanksgiving.